we're going to continue our work with percentage problems, and whether you use proportions or equations is entirely up to you. So I'm going to set them up each way. That way you can kind of get a feel of which one you like better. So first things first, 30 is what percentage of 20? Now you might want to just hit pause and try these on your own and come back and check out the answers. But if you're stuck, we're going to start with an equation. So with an equation, we're just going to look left to right. 30 means equals. What percent gives me the x, and then of multiply 20. If we're changing that to a proportion, remember with proportions, I always started with percents because percents go over 100. And then we think is over of. So 30 is, so 30 is on top, of 20, so 20 is on the bottom. We either cross multiply here, or in our equation we would divide by 20. Either way, we end up with 150%. Now, if you did the equation, you get x is 1.5, but remember that's a decimal. So to change it to a percent, we'd multiply by 100%, move your decimal 2 places, and that's where we get 150%. In the second one, we have what amount is 110% of 55? What amount is 110%, right? Divide by 100, change it to a decimal, of 55. Or, as a proportion, 110% goes over 100 is over of. Cross multiply here, or we just multiply those two together. Either way, we end up with an answer of 60.5. 250% of what number is 25? Percent to a decimal of what number is 25? Or 250%, percent over 100, is over of, because it's of what number? Either way you do the math, you end up with x is 10. 75 is 125% of what number? 75 is, change the percent to a decimal, of means multiply, multiplied by a number. Percent over 100 is goes with 75, of goes with x. Either way, x is 60. Right? Here we cross multiply, here we would divide by 1.25. Either way, x is 60. Now we get into story problems here. Assume concert ticket prices are 125% of what they used to be. If they used to be $30, how much are they now? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that proportions are the easiest to do with story problems. So I start with my percent. 125%, percent always goes over 100. Now think about this. Concert ticket prices are 120 of what they used to be. That means they're more expensive now than they were before. So the bigger number is more expensive. So this is now, and the 100 would represent before. So when you're thinking about setting up your proportion, the numerators mean what's happening now, and the denominators are what was happening before. So then when they say they used to be $30, well, that's before. So what are they now? And even if you flipped that the wrong way, hopefully this sentence here tells you that the concert ticket prices are more now, so your answer should be bigger than 30. So when I cross multiply and divide, I end up with an answer of $37.50. And lastly, the doctor says you need to consume fewer calories. You should be consuming 2,000 calories, but you're eating 2,600. High five. The amount of calories you're eating is what percent of what you should be consuming. Okay, what percent? So that's x over 100. So we know that this is actual, because the amount of calories you are eating, well, I'm eating the x amount, right? And that's over what I should be eating. So I am eating 2,600. I should be eating 2,000. So I cross multiply and divide. I'm eating 130% of what I should be eating. And that's probably accurate. I had a really big breakfast today. Yeah, so there's that. I think, yep, that's it.